Okay, so today we are going to be continuing with our volume of cylinders and cones. And we are just going to continue to be critical thinkers and calculate the volume of a cylinder in a cone. So let's start with cylinders. As a reminder, a cylinder has two circular bases and it's connected by the height. That's a big thing. Always remember, height connects the bases. Okay. And then to find the area of a circle, we use that pi r squared. Because remember that pi r squared area of a circle, that's what we're substituting in for big B. So let's walk through just a couple of examples. So here is our first one. Okay, obviously I have a cylinder and my bases. I know that this is my base because circular, so I'm going to always identify my base. And then my height connects the bases, so that's going to be my height. And what I typically do is I will just jot this down to the side. I'm going to identify my height, which is 11.5. And I need my radius, so my radius is 2.3. And after I do that first step, my second step is I'm going to find big B. So big B is the area of the base. The base is a circle, so we need to find area of a circle. So we know from our formula, area of a circle is pi r squared. That's why we needed that radius. And I'm just going to substitute it in. I have pi. My radius is 2.3. And squared. Now I'm going to go to my trusty Desmos calculator. And notice here, they asked me to round this to the 100th. So when I put this into my Desmos calculator, I get that my big B is 16.62. Okay. Now we're not done. We only have half of that. So now we're going to go and calculate the volume of this. So it's a cylinder. I'm going to go into my star chart. I know volume of my cylinder is big B times H. And now I am just going to substitute in. So I already know big B is that 16.62. And I'm going to multiply this by my height, which I've already identified as 11.5. And go back into my Desmos calculator. And here I find that my volume is 191.13 millimeters. And I'm going to add my label, and because volume is three-dimensional, cubed. Let's look at number 2. Okay. So here, number 2, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to identify my base. So bases I know of a cylinder are circular, so there's my two bases. My height connects the bases. Okay. And then I'm going to put that aside. I need my height. So my height is 3. And I need my radius. Now be careful here. Look at what they gave you. They did not give you radius. They gave you the entire length with its diameter. So to find radius, we just half the diameter. So half of 14 is 7. Okay. And now we can calculate that in. I'm going to encourage you at this point to stop the video and work on the calculation and then come back and let's see how we did. So welcome back, and here we go. How did we do? Did you first know you had to calculate the area of the base, and did you get the 153.94? And then your second step should have been to plug it into that formula. So the volume of this cylinder was going to be 461.82 in centimeters cubed. Okay. Now let's look at number 3. So number 3, one thing to get used to is that the bases are always going to be circular in a cylinder, and they're always not going to be standing upright. Okay, so this 10 is not the base. Okay, I know it's laying flat, but it's not the base. Bases are circular, so this is a base here, and this is my other base, which means 10 is our what? I'm hoping that you said height. So now that you have identified everything, once again, go ahead, stop the video and see if you can calculate the volume of this cylinder. So welcome back. So just as normal, I first identified the height. The height was 10, and then I needed to identify the radius. And did you catch on? They gave me the diameter here, so I needed to half that. My radius is 4.5. And now I'm going to calculate my big B, the area of the base. So I did my pi 4.5 squared, got my 63.62. And then I put this into my volume formula, okay, which is my big B times H, which is 10. So you should have gotten a total of 636.2 feet cubed. Now let's go ahead and talk about volume of our cones. So as you recall, a cone has a circular base that tapers to a point. And just like the cylinders, the height is going to connect the base to the tip. Okay, the height does all the connecting. And since the base is circular, to find the area, we're just going to use the area of a circle, which is pi r squared. Okay. So here we're going to start doing the same thing. First thing, I'm going to identify my base. And from the definition, my base is circular, so this is my base. And then my height connects the base and the tip. This is going to be my height. Okay. So here I'm going to identify my height is 10. My base, and I need the radius for my base, is 2.5. So I'm going to calculate my big B. And because my base is a circle, it's going to be pi r squared. So I have pi 2.5 squared. And when I put that into Desmos, I get my big B, or my area of the base, is 19.63. Now let's continue and let's calculate the volume. We're not done yet. So I know if I look at my formula located on my star chart, volume is 1/3 B times H. So I have volume equals 1/3. My big B, I got 19.63. And my height is 10. And I'm going to plug all of that into Desmos and round that to the nearest hundredth. So here my volume is 65.43 centimeters cubed. So let's take a look at this next one together. Okay, so from here, same thing. Okay, I'm going to identify my base. Notice this one we just turned on the side, but my base is still going to be circular. And then my height connects that base to that point. Well, let's see, my height is 12. And from my base, I need the radius. And once again, I hope you notice, please pay attention that they did not give us the radius, they gave us the diameter. So I need to take half of that. So 7 divided by 2, 3.5. And now I have the two pieces to begin to start to calculate the volume of my cone. I'm going to encourage you to stop the video, work the equation out, find big B, and then put it into the volume formula for your cone. And then come back and we'll see how you did. So here is number 2 solved. I'm hoping by now you recognize that that 7 feet given was the diameter, that we needed half that to get the radius. So when you plug that in to find the area of the base, you should have received 38.48. And then we were plugging it into the volume formula of the cone for a final answer of 153.92 cubic feet. Okay, let's take a look at number 3. And I'll tell you what, if you haven't been told lately, you are doing a great job and you are amazing mathematicians. So go ahead and pause this video and try number 3 completely on your own. Okay, welcome back, and go ahead and check your work. So as a reminder, whenever you're working problems involving finding the volume of a cylinder or a cone, always first identify the base. Remember, the base is going to be circular, and then identify the height. Height always connects the bases. Okay, for area of a base, just recall that you need the radius, so be very mindful if they had given you diameter or they had given you the radius. And then refer to your star chart. Notice, the difference between the two formulas when we are looking at volume of a cone. Volume of a cone has that 1/3. Volume of a cylinder does not, but both of those are on your star chart. Have a great day.